I'm very honored to get to do this 2 years in a row. I got to introduce a great friend last year, Bill Phillips, and now this year, my good friend, Jeff Hawes. Now, I think of Jeff, I think of family, I think of faith, and I think of friends, the 3 F's. Those things mean the world to Jeff. I gotta thank Tom Douglas, who, by the way, Fred Burdick and Tom Douglas and Greg Grover, they were kind of the Yoda to us as we were coming up in USPTA, and they were our mentors and moved us along and did a lot for us. Henry, we quickly forget you, Rick. So those were the guys that helped us all as we were maturing in this and giving us reasons to continue and to move forward and take the next step and the next step. So we appreciate you guys. So thanks to Tom Douglas, because in maybe it was 1999 or at the start of 2000, he says, Pat, you ought to get with this guy, Jeff Hawes. You guys kind of do some similar things, and I think you guys could do a good presentation together. So Jeff and I put together a presentation on using the internet to use it for communication and for sites. And of course, the internet 18 years ago was a bit different. It was hard to find these things. So we worked this out over the phone. We got accepted to do this presentation at the World Conference. And that was out in Phoenix, I believe. And so that was pretty amazing. So we meet each other actually at the World Conference. We've never seen each other before. We get to meet each other there. And Jeff rocks up in a convertible Jaguar at the World Conference. I'm like, holy cow, what is this guy doing? And he goes on to tell me, in a story as Jeff can tell, that he actually had rented the Kia Rio, which was about this big, and they said, we're out of that car, do you mind taking this car instead? And he gets a great upgrade. He gets the convertible Jaguar. Good job. Now, family means a lot to him, and unfortunately he's got Mary and Enna here. Now, I got to tour Mary and Enna around Disney when Enna was 3.5. And I understand maybe why she has the name Enna, because it means energy. I told them, I said, now look, there's a lot of walking, there's going to be a lot going on, you need to bring a stroller. And basically the whole day Enna pushed that stroller around Walt Disney World because she wasn't getting in that stroller, she was walking every place. And Enna, if you had your druthers, you'd have rode the carousel all day long. Because you wanted to ride that carousel and we couldn't get you off of that thing for anything. That's all she wanted to do, ride a carousel. And Jeff's thinking, I just spent $500 and she wants to ride the carousel. And Mary, we went for a wedding. My wife and I, my nephew got married, and they invited us to come stay at their house for a day. But my nephew lives in New Orleans, where they live, and they put us up for a day, which was great. And then my wife wanted to go see a place that she sees that does dog rescue. She watches it on Animal Planet. And it was in a little bit of a shady area there, and Mary says, no, you're not going there. I'll drive you there. So she drove us there, dropped us off, and maybe walked through with it just a little bit. And but you know, she wanted to make sure that we got there because she said, you get lost, you don't know where you're at. And then turned around and drove us around, showed us some stuff. I mean, she's a great tour guide. You ever go to New Orleans? That's who you want to take you around New Orleans. And then we wanted to go to, you know, the French Quarter area. So she said, I'm going to drop you off, and when you're ready, you call me, I'm going to come back and pick you up. So that was really cool. Thank you, Mary. That was really cool. So, and I'm saying this because this family of his means a lot to Jeff, for sure. So this is what's neat. Now, Jeff went to Methodist College PTM program. By the age of 35, Jeff had been president of 2 divisions. He was Missouri Valley president, I think when he was 16. And then he was he moved to North Carolina, and he became the Southern president. So by the age of 35, he's been president of 2 divisions, and he's a master pro. Age 35. He wasn't the youngest to ever get it, but I'm surprised that he wasn't. It's a lot of accomplishment by that age. He's already a director of tennis, and he's doing great in his job, great in his career. He goes on to become voted in as a national board member a number of years later, but that's a lot to accomplish at that young age. And I was happy because Fred Burdick and Jeff and I went in at the same time for Master Pros. And we kind of made a pact a year earlier. We said, we're going to do this. And I got to a point that I didn't think I was going to be able to make it because I had my mom passed away. I got a new job. We moved into a new house. And something else had happened. And I'm like, I don't know. I just might have to wait till next year. And both Jeff and Fred, nope, we're doing it this year. Get your stuff together. Let me know if you need help. So it does become a brotherhood, and we were all working on this together, so that was great. Jeff's got a good sense of humor, and he likes playing pranks on people. So one that I'll remember, since I just had to excuse myself for a moment, we're staying someplace, I think we're up in Missouri Valley, and we're staying at a hotel, it might have been a Drury Inn, and a great hotel, and Jeff had this thing that he never wanted me to use the bathroom in our room. I'm supposed to go to the one in the lobby. So, I mean, this is just one of his things. I'm supposed to leave it for him. So, okay, we make a stop on the way out, and I'm going in there, and as soon as I go in there, I hear him turn around and say, Miss, housekeeping, can you get in here and clean this bathroom up? So, always good for some bathroom humor, huh? But I did something. I wanted to call some of his friends and have them write something for Jeff, and a few notes that I thought he would really appreciate. And I'm going to read a couple things here. Tom Douglas, who's sitting over there with them, said Jeff is one of the most committed and competent tennis professionals in the industry, and he's given so much to the USPTA. I particularly owe Jeff a sincere debt of gratitude for all the input, support, and validation he offered during the USPTA culture-changing period during Tom's presidency. Jeff's clear mind, advice, intuition were invaluable, and you have Jeff Hawes to thank for much of the positive enhancements of our association. His leadership qualities are clearly documented, and the USPTA Southern Hall of Fame is a better group with his induction. His friend Nancy Cox, who is on the board with, she says, I am humbled and honored to share a few words about Jeff. And by the way, I want to read these to you because he doesn't really want to hear me say anything about it. Jeff, you surpass everything that is good in a human being as a family man and a friend, and in your displays of leadership as a USPTA professional. It is no surprise that your division has chosen to bestow this distinction of entry into the hallowed grounds of the Southern Division Hall of Fame. Honor and integrity are the first words that come to mind when I think of you, Jeff. You exemplify uprightness of character and action. You are honest, refusing to deceive in any way. You have the highest regard for the standards of your profession. Jeff, I wish I could be there as you received this significant honor. By the way, she texted me an hour ago and said, how did it go? So she was thinking of you. It was a great privilege for me to serve with you on the USPTA National Board and drive change for the better. Todd Upchurch, had to ask him, he's our past president, tenacious, driven, focused. He is a pro's pro and has led the way for others to follow, a dedicated supporter of USPTA and a catalyst of change in the organization. I'm proud to call him a fellow professional, a friend, and now Hall of Famer. I guess that adds another F on that. Family, faith, friends, Famer. Dave Moyer, who's a longtime friend of Jeff's, said Jeff Hawes has been one of my closest friends for over 20 years now, and someone I love like a brother. Jeff has always been a rock for me, someone I can count on at all times, no matter how busy he is or what is going on in his life. His faith, his devotion to his family, and his love for people are all things that I have admired about Jeff. Now his love for the Ohio State Buckeyes leaves a little bit to be desired, but I've learned to look past that through the years. I can't think of a more deserving person than Jeff Hawes for the Southern Division Hall of Fame. I'm sad that I am not there to experience it with him, but unfortunately my duties as conference coordinator for the Southwest Conference is the same weekend. So congratulations from your friend Dave Moyer. And I asked Tom McGraw to send in something, and Tom kind of echoed some of these same thoughts from people, and we didn't know that Tom was going to be here. But actually, the note that Tom sent me before he would say anything, that actually sums it up even better. So he says, I've attached my comments regarding Jeff. You know how you reflect on relationships and people when you do something like this. He said, I started laughing yesterday about how Jeff tried to teach you to iron at one time when we were at a hotel for a conference. So it's like, I'm over here ironing the shirt, just like, no. Because Jeff, he will be, everything is just so, everything's just right. We get to a conference, he spends the first 17 hours ironing all his clothes, getting everything just right. And I bring like a little bag like this, and Jeff has a bag about the size of this table. And because he's going to have the right clothes at the right time. Mary, who has the bigger bag when you travel? You or Jeff? Jeff. Okay.
Yeah. All the way.
He says, I also had a vision of you introducing Jeff on Saturday, and I thought it would be appropriate to have the theme song to The Odd Couple playing in the background. So as we were in board meetings, and we'd get into something, and Jeff and I would go after it. And he'd say this, and I'd say this, and we'd kind of get on each other about stuff, and Tom would start humming that do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So that was pretty cool. I have one more that's a video from Chuck Gill, our past president. And that was it. Oh. Whitworth. Oh, Kate, trying to do it.
Hey Jeff, congratulations on being inducted into the USPTA Southern Division Hall of Fame. That's a very well-deserved honor, and you certainly belong in there with the other great professionals from the Southern Division. I've known you for a while, and I have to tell you, you're a great guy, you've got guts, you have conviction, and you're not afraid to stand up when the right thing isn't always the popular thing to do. I can honestly say that we wouldn't be where we are with the USPTA if it wasn't for you and others who really stepped up and made a difference. So, congrats. Enjoy the day. Sorry I couldn't be there with you and your fellow pros, but enjoy the weekend and have a great time. Again, congrats. Very well deserved.
And I'll guarantee you there's many others that would love to. I'm not going to stand up here for the next hour and do it, but I've got many others that would have sent videos and sent words. But that is it. I'm so proud of my great friend, Jeff Hawes, to have him be in our Southern Hall of Fame.